Sun, sun, sun.
Sun, sun, sun.
Sunny day. Sunny day.
Sun, sun, sun.
Sunny day.
The sun,
Sun.
the moon.
A star.
And we actually started working with some more epileptic children. We realized THC was more of an effective treatment, at least for the kids that we were working with at the time. So we began to mix those together, and that's how we had our immediate success. And we were able to start sharing those ratios and that information in our dosing with other parents, with other providers, and more parents were drawn to us right away that were already trying CBD or high CBD strains and weren't having success with them. So we didn't even know that Emery was epileptic, and in fact, we've only just recently had confirmation that he is. We've known that he's autistic. He's had his diagnosis for almost a year now, but we've known since he was basically an infant. And we've known that he's had some seizures and some what we thought were bad dreams when he was a toddler, and now we realize they're different types of seizures. But Emery's seizures are a little different than most of the kids. We think he has a sodium channel mutation. We haven't done genetic testing yet. His seizures are a little bit different than a lot of the kids that we work with, and it's hard to tell. Sometimes it'll just look like he had an accident, and he doesn't have accidents. Since he potty trained, he hasn't had accidents. But some days he'll just have a few accidents in it. And to anyone else, they would think he was just having accidents. Okay. You're with Dad. You're with Dad. You know, some of his seizures looks like he's just daydreaming. Looks like he's just irritated. Some of his seizures, he just screams out of nowhere. He'll look like he just is having a temper tantrum, and it's a seizure.
Do you know what Dad's saying? No?
We didn't even realize before that most of the seizures Emery was having were seizures, even when we were looking for seizure activity, until we started watching the videos afterwards, and we would see new things all the time. This thing with him licking his lips, no one ever told us that that was associated with seizures or with epilepsy. We just, we posted the video in a support page, and people told us. One of our friends, Lisa, Noah's mom, Lisa, told us that the amount of times a day that Emery falls down would not be associated with his autism, and that we should, we asked more parents about it, and they said we should take him to a neurologist. And he got a diagnosis for seizures, but until he just, his communication just changed from, he's always been able to talk and mimic and echo, but it just changed from him being able to complete sentences by echoing to actually being able to form complete sentences almost on his own. And suddenly he started stuttering with his R words, and that's apparently a characteristic of epilepsies. So.
Hey, bud, what are you making? You're making a better crown? Are you making a better crown than the one I made?
Yes, I did.
Awesome. I knew you'd be able to make a better crown than the one I made. I like the color scheme so far. All red. Do you need me to help you get some more reds?
No,
Okay.
I want to help get some more.
Do you want to do it on your own?
I do want to do it.
That's awesome.
We We're in a situation that's kind of the opposite of where a lot of parents get involved. We got involved just out of, I suppose you'd say, compassion, wanting or knowing that we could help and that we were already in a position to help, and just wanting to do something about it. And didn't know we were going to want to be this involved or would be able to get this involved so quickly, and certainly didn't know that Emery was going to have a seizure condition of his own that is actually serious, and we never knew that it was serious. So.
I know. Let me my hands cold. Sorry.
He's been benefiting. It's beyond words. The impairment of his autism is almost non-existent. You can tell if we've forgotten a dose, we can tell because something will happen. He'll push his sister down, or he'll just get upset and start echoing. He'll have an emotional outburst. I mean, his rage fits are just emotional outbursts now. It's instead of being kicked and punched and hit in the face, and instead of coming into the room to see him standing on his little sister's head, he's running up to us and collapsing in our arms, and even if he's screaming, it's because he's hurting, and we can understand that. You know, it's something that more parents can relate to. It's difficult. The older they get, and the more they can hurt you, and the more they can inflict harm on themselves and others, and the more our kids want to bolt or wander or do these different things as they get older. The same thing with the epilepsies. If our kids are just having seizures all the time, we're not experiencing a lot of the love, you know, that we're looking for, that we're hoping for. We don't get to always see our kids smile when we want them to smile. I mean, with Emery, we're blessed that he's, for the most part, always been a happy, healthy kid. But there's been a lot of things that he should have been able to have that he wasn't able to have. And once we started using cannabis oil with him, that was all different. Everything's different for him. His neuronal activity, it's like, now I can see that when I don't use cannabis for a few days and I'm a mess, I can see that that's how my kid was before he had ever even experienced it. His brain, just a mess. Beautiful, but all over the place, and he needed help. Can we hear the alphabet backwards before we turn the music back on?
Just once.
Z-Y-X.
J-I-H-T-S-E-D-C-B-A.
Now he's more uniform with his behavior.
I wouldn't say uniform. I would say now it's more like he's got super abilities. Yeah, he can tell us who he is. He knows who we are. He has the ability to be in his world and to come into our worlds and my world as an autistic person, you know, who would have an Asperger's diagnosis or something high functioning. My world is different from most people's worlds, most typical people's worlds. He can be a part of my world, your world, his world. That's what he's suddenly able to do, as to where in the past with most autistic children, the idea is to draw them out into our worlds or into the person they're working with's worlds, and always have this idea that they're supposed to become more typical or be able to at least act typical. And our idea is, with the rate of autism increasing as it's been, why shouldn't more neurotypical people want to live in autistic children's worlds? And you know, if we were to evolve right now, and you know, the rest of the human beings, like all these TV shows, they were gonna want to make sure that we didn't evolve beyond them because our abilities are better or something. It's almost like that, because Emery, he just turned 4. Since he taught himself to read when he was 2. Now he's reading chapter books by himself. When he was 2, he was doing 100-piece puzzles upside down from memory, just from where the pieces went. I mean, he can do huge puzzles. He can do whatever he wants. He builds. He'll ask me to help him with building some Lego stuff, and I'll start building it, and he'll start taking mine apart to build something cooler because he doesn't like it. So I mean, and a lot of these things he might have with a Western diet, and he might still have without cannabis oil. But his life was hell. I mean, he's always eaten plant-based, and he's always been healthy. He's never been sick. But without cannabis, he was always frustrated. He was always screaming. It was very little time where he could even play by himself without getting frustrated with his own hands or his own puzzle. So.
Ready?
Come on.
Uh-oh.
That looks amazing. That is an amazing crown.